Okay, welcome back. Today we're talking about the best strategy for YouTube in the year 2023. Okay, so this is a strategy that works, and there are 5 ingredients. We're going to talk about all 5 ingredients in this episode. Let's dive right in. Let's go right with ingredient number 1. So ingredient number 1 is the leaf strategy, okay? Now, the leaf strategy is the most important ingredient of everything that I teach, okay? It's what I'm known for, and without the leaf strategy, it won't work. In basic form, the leaf strategy means that you need to find very specific questions. Like we're talking questions that are 8 words long, 9 words long, 10 words long. You find these questions that have consistent search volume every month. And what that guarantees for your video is you have a built-in audience. So you put your video on YouTube, you know that it's already going to get views. Okay, so let's do ingredient number 2, 10 to 12 minutes. That is the sweet spot. Some people might tell you that you want short. Shorter is better, right? We've got TikTok, we've got YouTube Shorts, we've got Instagram. Like, isn't shorter better? Or you might hear that like, yeah, you've got to keep your videos short to really keep their attention span. That's actually for a promotion. That's for a commercial, right? Think about a Super Bowl commercial, right? 30 seconds and how much energy and effort they put into something so short. But that's actually not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a how-to video, an educational video. The atmosphere on YouTube, and I'll explain what I mean by that, but the atmosphere of YouTube has actually been getting longer. People are very willing to sit down and watch a 10-minute episode of something that's going to answer their question, that's going to help them out. Now, when I talk about environment, let me explain that a little bit more clearly. So, you've got YouTube, that's one environment. You've got Instagram, that's another environment, and you've got Disney+. So let's talk about those 3 different environments. When I go to Instagram, if there's a 10-minute video there, am I going to watch that? I'm not really an Instagram user, but Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, I'm not really interested in watching a 10-minute video, right? That's not the environment. But if there's a 20-second video or an image, right, that's the environment that I'm used to on Instagram. Now, transition that over to Disney+. Disney+, I'm really expecting to watch a 43-minute episode or a 2-hour movie. Think about it this way. If I were to watch a Pixar short that's just 6 minutes long, I'm not done with Disney+, right? Or Netflix, right? I'm not going to leave after watching 6 minutes, because if I go to Disney+, I'm planning on watching something for a considerable amount of time. And so if a short comes up, I'm like, oh, Pixar came out with a new short. I watch it, it's 6 minutes, and that's kind of like the appetizer. Now I'm going to look for something longer, like a 43-minute episode of a show that I like, or a 2-hour movie. Okay, so now we're talking about YouTube. The environment on YouTube, 10 to 12 minutes is actually very common. It's very liked. We found that your channel will succeed, and that's kind of the sweet spot with 10 to 12 minute episodes. Let's go back for ingredient number 3. Okay, average view duration, 50% or higher. Let's talk about what this means. If you have a video that's 10 minutes long, but people are leaving 30 seconds in, that's not a very good retention rate. You don't have a very high average view duration. But if people are watching all the way to the end, like 100% retention rate, that's really good. Okay, so if all the people that view your videos, if you have 50% or higher, then YouTube is more likely to promote your video to a bigger audience, to more people. So let me share some tips of ways that you can increase your average view duration or your average retention. Now, just foreshadowing, I've got an entire module on this point. Let me get you started now. Okay, so one of the things that you can do, we already know the title of our episode. Well, if you state that title, if you let people know in the beginning what the video is about, they will know that they're in the right place and they'll stick around. Too often, I find videos where I search and I think a video, oh, this might be a fit, but then it starts out and it's like a vlog and it's an adventure I'm going on. I'm like, okay, this is great, but I'm here to get an answer to my question. Are you going to address it? And then maybe a minute and a half in, they like, oh yeah, so I'm working on this thing. This is how you repair this. And I'm like, how much am I going to have to watch before I actually show this? And then finally I get frustrated because it's like they didn't even really show it the way that I was wanted. It didn't apply to me. So what you can do, you have the leaf title, right? We know the right length. Well, ingredient number 3, we want them to have a high retention rate. We can let them know right in the beginning that they're in the right place, and we can set some curiosity hooks at the beginning. So it's kind of like giving a table of contents. There's going to be a whole module about this as well. So it's like you give them a table of contents at the beginning of the video, letting them know what's coming. So first I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to share this step, and then I'm going to share this story that explains how this works. All right, let's dive right in. So you're giving a table of contents that creates curiosity and doesn't necessarily answer their questions. So I have a client who's an expert on getting rid of strep throat without antibiotics. So that's actually a title, a leaf title that we found. How to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics. That's 9 words long. Here's how I would set some curiosity hooks for that one. All right, so first we're going to talk about why not antibiotics. And there's some good reasons why you might want an alternative. Then we're going to be talking about 3 different ingredients. You probably have these ingredients in your kitchen. And so we'll explain what those are. We'll actually go into the kitchen and show you how to make this. We'll talk about dosage. And then I'm going to wrap up this video with a story of my young son. He had strep throat, he had a high fever, and he used this remedy and he experienced a side effect, and we'll talk about what happened there. Okay, let's dive right in. You see how that created curiosity about what I was going to be sharing in the video, but I didn't even tell you what the 3 ingredients are. Okay, so that's what I mean by setting curiosity hooks, and that'll help people watch all the way to the end. Now it's time for ingredient number 4. I love how I put a capital L in there. I don't understand why. Custom thumbnails, okay? So we're all very familiar with thumbnails, or maybe not by name though. If you open up YouTube, there's a whole menu of all these videos. Which one should I watch? Well, that still image that's there, that's what we call a thumbnail. Well, over years, as YouTube has become more and more popular and YouTubers are becoming more and more savvy on how to get more views on their videos, more and more people have been designing custom thumbnails. So instead of you just uploading a video, what happened by default is YouTube would just grab a still moment. So just a still frame of a moment of that video and have that be the thumbnail. Well, if you can kind of be strategic about it and say, well, this moment is a little bit more compelling, it creates curiosity, let's take that moment. And then let's add some text, or let's brighten it a bit, or let's zoom in on that part, right? So you want to create a custom thumbnail that will really create that desire and really like paint the picture of the excitement of this video and make you compelled to want to watch it. So many people are doing that nowadays on your channel that you must create a custom thumbnail if you want to succeed. And when I mean succeed, if you want your videos to get views and you want to generate leads, yeah, you can't leave out this ingredient. Okay, ingredient number 5. That's a doozy. Okay, 5 episodes per week is not for the faint of heart, but I know how to make this easy, okay? So relatively easy. When you think about 5 episodes a week, that's practically daily content, right? And the channels that I produce are for business owners. These are people that have busy schedules. They're not gonna put all of their waking time every day into making content for YouTube like a lot of YouTubers do. So what we do is we film 20 episodes in a single day, okay? That means to launch 5 episodes a week, we only have to film once every 4 weeks. So yeah, filming 20 episodes takes a full day, but you only have to do it once every 4 weeks. That's how we do that. Now, why do we need so much content? Well, there's a couple benefits that come from it. One, as you learn more about this strategy, you'll learn that each video is bringing in a little trickle of traffic. Now, it's amazing traffic. We've talked about how you only need 100 views to generate $10,000. So a trickle is very profitable, okay? But you have one trickle, you launch another episode, and that's another trickle, and another episode is another trickle. Eventually, when you have hundreds of these episodes, those trickles add up to a big fire hose of traffic. So even with this strategy, you can have tens of thousands of views every single day, and obviously that's very profitable for your business. There's another big advantage to launching 5 episodes per week. There's something magical about that number. I don't know what it is, but the YouTube algorithm loves it. Now, typically there's a delay. So you've got to be launching 5 episodes per week for 4 months. That's the minimum I've seen. So at least 4 months, maybe 6 months, maybe 8 months. And then typically YouTube will start to promote one of your videos, and then a second one, and then a third one. That's where you get spikes of traffic on your channel. It never happens on these how-to channels like I'm describing here and teaching you how to do. I've never seen a spike with less than 5 episodes per week. So if you want to get started with this strategy and you want to start with just 1 episode per week, that is great. You will get results. You'll generate leads because you've got that compelling call to action. You have strategy sessions with these people. You'll start to make sales and revenue just from 1 episode per week. But the goal that my clients have is they want to generate 7 figures in revenue per year just from YouTube leads. And if you want to have that kind of momentum, you've got to launch 5 episodes per week. I recommend doing that for at least a year, ideally a couple of years, before you scale it back. So how do I know all this stuff about YouTube? Well, I actually know a lot more. I've written a book on how to leverage YouTube to generate leads for your business, and I want to give this to you for free. I've put 2 years into putting all my strategy into this book. I'm known as the guy that can help you generate $10,000 from only 100 views, whereas all other YouTube experts, they teach you how to generate millions of views to make $10,000. So if you want to learn how to leverage YouTube in that way, go to natesyoutubebook.com. Now what you'll find there, I expect you to cover the costs. So the cost to print this full color book and the cost to ship, but no profit to me. That's my gift to you.